Hello students, as I informed in my last video, let us find some tricks for CET NEET JEE questions from the chapter Haloalkenes and Haloarenes. The questions I am going to solve in today's class are previously appeared questions in these exams. So let us start solving them. First question is, the following reaction is known as. They have given one reaction over here and we need to name that reaction from these four options. Before solving any questions, I would like to give some information. Whatever the question it might be, when you are going to prepare for CET, NEET and JEE, it is not only to find the proper answer, correct answer. You need to understand why the remaining three options are wrong also. Okay, because this question may not repeat in the examination, but the definitely concept is going to repeat. That is why instead giving importance for the question itself, let us give importance for the concept. So whatever the remaining three options are given, why that is wrong for the respective question, that is also we are going to discuss in today's class. Okay, let's see the reaction now. The reaction is C2H5OH, that is ethanol reacting with SOCl2. SOCl2 is thionyl chloride in the presence of pyridine, and it formed C2H5Cl, that is alkyl halide, and here SO2 and HCl gas has been liberated. So now focus in the question, in the reaction, that by using thionyl chloride and alcohol in the presence of pyridine, you have prepared alkyl halide. So this is one of the method for the preparation of alkyl halide. And when we were discussing about the preparation of alkyl halide from alcohols, we had come across this reaction also. And this reaction is known as Darzin's procedure. Okay, this is a direct question. Darzin's procedure in the sense, by using alcohol and thionyl chloride in the presence of pyridine, we will prepare alkyl halide. Not only in the presence of pyridine, you can also use any of the nitrogen base, and it can be tertiary amine also. The condition can be tertiary amine also, or it can be hydrochloride or hydrobromide salts. Why I am giving this information is because, in the next question they may ask, instead of pyridine, they may give any of these four conditions, like any of the nitrogen base or any of the tertiary amine and hydrochloride salt or hydrobromide salt. In these four conditions also, we can do this reaction. Okay, so note down these four conditions also for Darzin procedure. Now let's see what is Karash effect. Karash effect also we have discussed already in the preparation method itself. Karash effect can also be known as peroxide effect. Where do we use this procedure? Karash effect is for the preparation of alkyl halide by using alkene in the presence of peroxide, any of the organic peroxide. That is why the process is known as Karash effect or peroxide effect. Here also we are going to prepare alkyl halide itself, but from the alkene and in the presence of organic peroxide. Option C, Williams synthesis, is one of the very famous method for the preparation of ether. By using Williamson synthesis process, we can prepare ether. So this is not the answer for our respective question, that because in the product we have alkyl halide. And Huns-Diecker synthesis, here the interesting thing is, here also you can prepare the alkyl halide itself. Methyl bromide, no? Alkyl halide you can prepare, but the reactant which we are going to use here is silver salts. silver salts of carboxylic acid. In the presence of bromine and CCl4. So guys, from these four options, we came to know this reaction is Dassen's procedure because the product is alkyl halide with the liberation of SO2 and HCl from alcohol and thionyl chloride in the presence of pyridine. And we also came to know what is Karash effect. We came to know Williamson synthesis and also Huns-Diecker synthesis reaction. Why explain these remaining wrong options also? Because who knows, in the coming exams you may get questions only based on these remaining three options. So it is good to know the concepts. Understood the first question? Our second question is, what is the main product of the reaction between 2-methyl-propene with HBr? This is why nomenclature is very important. See, here they have not given the structure, but instead they have given IUPAC name. You need to write the structure first and you need to make reaction between these two so that you will get the product. Let us write the reaction now. Let's see what we are going to get. 2-methyl-propene can be written like this. CH3, C, double bond, CH2. Here one more CH3. This is nothing but 2-methyl-propene. And 2-methyl-propene has to be reacted with HBr, and no condition they have provided. Correct? Without any condition, when this HBr, that is hydrogen halide, hydrogen bromide reacts with the alkene, we know that Markovnikov rule will take place. Remember this rule, it is very important. Markovnikov's rule will take place. According to Markovnikov rule, highly electronegative, this Br is electronegative and this H is electropositive. Correct? Highly electronegative species will go and make a bond with the alpha carbon atom which has least number of hydrogen. These two are alpha carbon atoms now. This carbon atom has 2 hydrogens and this carbon atom has no hydrogen. So first this double bond will get break, and the highly electronegative atom will go and make bond with the carbon atom with least number hydrogen. Here no hydrogen is there, no problem with that. And this hydrogen will go and make bond with this carbon. So what product we are going to get now? We'll get CH3, C, to this C, Br is attached. One more is CH3 and single bond CH3. So what compound it is? What compound it is? Write the IUPAC name for this. Let us write it. 1, 2, 3. So it is nothing but 2-bromo, 2-methyl-propane. So what product we got? We got 2-bromo, 2-methyl-propane. That is option D. Option D is correct for this question. So when they ask these kind of questions, first you need to write the reaction and you need to find out the product. And remember, when you are going to make the reaction between hydrogen bromide and alkene, most of the cases it will take place based on Markovnikov rule, when there is no extra condition provided. If the condition provided, then it might take place anti-Markovnikov rule. Understood? Let's see the third question. When ethyl alcohol reacts with thionyl chloride in the presence of pyridine, the product obtained is, it seems familiar, no? Just now we solved the question based on the same concept. So let us write the reaction for this question. Ethyl alcohol C2H5OH is reacting with thionyl chloride. Thionyl chloride is SOCl2 in the presence of pyridine. When thionyl chloride reacts with alcohol in the presence of pyridine, we are going to get the respective alkyl halide. So the respective alkyl halide which is going to form is C2H5Cl, and the byproducts which we get in this process is sulfur dioxide and HCl. So these are the products which we are going to get in this process. So this product is given in which option? Here only 2 products are there, which is wrong. Here 3 products are there, C2H5Cl, HCl and SO2. So this is our answer. This is known as Darzin's process. And in third option, see, here the product given, these two are correct product, but H2O we don't get. So option C is wrong. And here instead of giving alkyl halide, they have given a different product. So this is also wrong. Understood? See, here you can observe, we are discussing about the same topic, that is Darzin's process in question number 1 and question number 3. The thing is, the way they are asking question is different, but the concept is same. That is why you need to give important for the concept instead of question. Fourth question is, decreasing order of reactivity of HEX, that is hydrogen halide. In the reaction, alcohol reacting with hydrogen halide to form alkyl halide along with water. This is also from the concept that preparation of alloalkane from alcohols. There in NCERT textbook also it is directly given the order of HX. See here the order is going to follow this way. HI is greater than HBr, which is greater than HCl, and that is greater than HF. So option A is correct. Why do you think option A is correct? Why hydrogen iodide reacts very conveniently or very fast compared to the remaining hydrogen halides? This is because size of iodide is more. When the size of iodide is more, definitely the bond dissociation enthalpy will be less. Bond dissociation enthalpy is less in the sense you can easily break the bond between hydrogen and iodide. So this hydrogen iodide more frequently undergo this reaction with alcohol to form alkyl halide. Remember the reason? Because the size of halogen is going to be more. Since the size is more, bond dissociation enthalpy will be less. So option E is correct for fourth question. In the remaining options, HI is not in the first place for the highly reactive condition. So as soon as you see these conditions, you can think it is wrong easily. Let's see the fifth question. The product of the following reaction. They have given the 2 reactants. Using these 2 reactants, we need to find out the product which is going to form. Let us write the reaction first. It is CH2 double bond CH Cl3. I have written a complete structure so that it is easy to understand. And HBr. Previously also I said, when alkene reacts with hydrogen bromide without any condition, they have not provided any other extra conditions, no? So you can easily predict the product. As usual, it is undergoing Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's rule. When Markovnikov rule takes place, the highly electronegative species will go and make bond with the carbon atom which has least number of hydrogen. So these 2 are the alpha carbon atoms, no? And see which carbon atom has less number of hydrogen. Here 2 hydrogens are there, and with this carbon atom only 1 hydrogen is there. So this Br will come and make bond with this carbon atom. Before that, double bond will get break. Okay, after breaking this double bond, Br will come and make bond with the alpha carbon atom which has less number of hydrogen, and this hydrogen will make bond with the carbon atom with more number of hydrogen. So the product we are going to get is CH3 single bond CH to this CH, Br has been bonded, and CCl3. Understood? So let's find out the answer in the given options. That is option A. You can see here CH3, CHBr, CCl3. So option A is the correct answer. It underwent based on Markovnikov rule. Understood? Sixth question is, first they have given one reaction that alcohol is reacting with hydrogen halide to form alkyl halide and water. In the above reaction, the reactivity of different alcohol is. So here you need to find out the order of reactivity for the different types of alcohols. That means primary, secondary and tertiary. We know that already. Always tertiary carbocation is going to be more stable. Tertiary carbocation is going to be more stable compared to secondary and primary. So always tertiary alcohol will easily react in this process so that it can form tertiary alkyl halide. And we have already discussed in the preparation of haloalkenes by using alcohol that tertiary alcohol react easily in this process because when you use primary and secondary, you also need to use a catalyst like anhydrous zinc chloride. But for tertiary, no need of using anhydrous zinc chloride because tertiary is more stable. Just by shaking the tertiary alcohol with hydrogen halide, you will be able to get the product. But for primary and secondary, you must and should use anhydrous zinc chloride. So the option A, which is showing the reactivity order for alcohol, is correct. Tertiary is greater than secondary, which is greater than primary. Let us solve the next question. 2-methyl propane on monochlorination under photochemical condition give. So let us write the reaction first. 2-methyl propane. Let us write 2-methyl propane, that is CH3 CH3 CH3. It is 2-methyl propane and it is undergoing monochlorination. That means addition of chlorine under photochemical condition. Photochemical in the sense in the presence of light. When this is a condition, what type of products are going to form? Here you can observe two different types of hydrogens we can see. See, here one hydrogen is there. I wrote it separately so that you can understand. This hydrogen is bonded with the carbon atom, which is tertiary in nature. So we can say that this hydrogen is tertiary. And you can observe the remaining hydrogens. These hydrogens. All these hydrogens are bonded with the respective carbon atoms, which is bonded with only one more carbon atom. So we can say these hydrogens as primary. Okay. So whatever the product is going to form, the halogen may replace the tertiary hydrogen or it can also replace the primary hydrogen. So let us try to write the product now. If in case the halogen replace tertiary hydrogen, what will be the product we get? It can be like CH3, C, and hydrogen has been replaced by the chlorine. Remaining are as it is. This is one of the product. We can get one more product by replacing any of the primary hydrogen. Correct? So let us write that product. It can be like CH3, CH, CH3, and here if in case this hydrogen has been replaced, it will be CH2Cl. Correct? Now the thing is, we need to find the answer for this question. See the options. 2-chloro-2-methyl propane as major product. So they are talking about which might be major product and which might be minor product. Let us first give the IUPAC name for our products. This is nothing but 2-chloro-2-methyl propane. And the next product is 1-chloro-2-methyl propane. So in these two products, how do you find which one is present in major quantity and which one is present in minor quantity? See, we have only one tertiary hydrogen and 9 primary hydrogen. So the chances of replacing hydrogen is going to be high for 9 hydrogens, that is, more number of primary hydrogens are there. So the chances of replacing chlorine by hydrogen by chlorine is going to be higher in this primary itself, correct? And this is the product which we got by the primary hydrogen replacement, that is 1-chloro-2-methyl propane. So according to our analysis, 1-chloro-2-methyl propane is the correct answer. Let's see the options. 2-chloro-2-methyl propane as the major product, that is first one, by tertiary. Tertiary is only one hydrogen, so this is wrong. And the next one is 1:1 mixture of 1-chloro-2-methyl propane and 2-chloro-2-methyl propane. That means they are saying both the products are going to be in equal quantity. That is not going to happen. One of the product will be major and one of the product will be minor. And option C is 1-chloro-2-methyl propane as a major product. 1-chloro-2-methyl propane in the sense our second product which we get from the primary hydrogen replacement, and the number of primary hydrogen is more, that is 9. So the chances of getting this product is more. So option C is the correct answer. What about option D, that is 1:9 ratio of mixture of 1-chloro-2-methyl propane and 2-chloro-2-methyl propane. So they are saying that 2-chloro-2-methyl is in 9% and 1-chloro-2-methyl is 1%, which is wrong. Our major product is 1-chloro-2-methyl propane, because the reason is primary hydrogens are more here. So it will form the product in which the primary hydrogen atom is going to replace by the hydrogen in major quantity. Understood? And by the experiment, it is observed that these two products will form in the ratio 5:9. This is the ratio between these two products, 5:9. Eighth question. Which one is Schwarz reaction from the following? It is a very easy direct question. They have given 4 different reactions over here. You need to find which one is Schwarz reaction. To find the answer, we must be knowing why do we use Schwarz reaction. Schwarz reaction is used for the preparation of alkyl fluoride. So now find out in which reaction we have alkyl fluoride, and the reaction will take place between alkyl halide with silver fluoride to form the alkyl fluoride respectively. Here we have not used silver fluoride, so this is not the answer. Here also we have not used silver fluoride, so this is also not answer. But in option C, alkyl halide, that is methyl bromide particularly, reacted with silver fluoride to form our respective alkyl fluoride. So this is our Schwarz reaction. And option D also, there is no silver fluoride, there is no formation of alkyl fluoride, so this is also not correct. We use this sodium iodide in one of the famous reaction, that is Finkelstein reaction. This is for Finkelstein reaction. And in Schwarz we use silver fluoride to get alkyl fluoride. So option C is the correct answer. Our 9th question is also based on the same concept, that is the synthesis of alkyl fluoride is best accomplished by what? Which type of reaction? See, option A is given as free radical fluorination. Free radical halogenation is only for chlorine and bromine, not for the iodine and fluorine, because iodine reaction is highly reversible and fluorine is highly reactive. So free radical halogenation definitely is not for fluorination. And in Sand-Meyer's reaction, we prepare haloarenes, not alkyl fluorides. And in Finkelstein reaction, this is for alkyl iodide. We use sodium iodide in the reactant side to get alkyl iodide. And Schwartz reaction is for the preparation of alkyl fluorides by using alkyl halide and silver fluoride. Understood? See, concept is same, but the way they are asking question is going to be different. Okay? 10th question is, analyze the following reaction and identify the nature of A and B. See, it looks difficult, but it is very easy. And interesting thing is, there are two concepts included here in one single question. Okay, so you need to be careful while answering this question. This is our reactant. And they have given two different types of reaction. First type of reaction is this reactant is going to react with HBr without any condition to form product A. And second one is the same reactant is going to react with HBr in the presence of light to form product B. So in this condition, the condition is in the presence of light. So obviously, with the presence of light, without the presence of light, the products are going to be different, no? So definitely A and B are going to be different. So the option A, both A and B are the same structure, is going to wrong, because we will get the different products. It is not going to be same. Correct? And in the same way, both A and B are this product. This is also wrong because both are not same, they are different. Okay? Now we need to find out the answer in between this C and D. So to find answer, let us do the reaction for this process. Let me write the reactant first. The reactant given is this benzene ring followed by alkene. So what is the IUPAC name of this compound? You can name it as 2-phenyl ethene. Here the benzene ring will be considered as substituent. When benzene ring is substituent, you need to use a word phenyl. And here 2 carbon atoms are there in this parent chain, so it is ethene. Okay. And in our first reaction, so for your understand, let me write it in a complete form. That is, benzene ring is here. Each corner represents the presence of carbon atom, no? So let me write that. Here one carbon atom is there, and this carbon atom is doubly bonded. Here also carbon atom is there. Let us satisfy the valency with hydrogen now. This carbon atom will have 1 nitrogen and this carbon atom will have 2 hydrogens. Correct? And this reactant is going to react with HBr in our first condition. See the question again. This reactant will react with HBr in our first condition to form product A. So let us do that reaction now. See, you can observe here hydrogen bromide is going to react with alkene again. Correct? So when this is a reaction, it is going to follow which rule? It will follow Markovnikov rule. See, in how many questions we have used this particular rule? Markovnikov rule. In Markovnikov rule, the highly electronegative species will go and make bond with which carbon atom? The carbon atom which has less number of hydrogen, no? Before that, this double bond will get break, obviously. Now this bromine will go and make bond with this carbon atom where the number of hydrogen is less. This carbon atom has only 1 hydrogen where this carbon atom has 2 hydrogens. So definitely bromine will make bond with this carbon atom. Now let us write the product which we got here. It can be like benzene ring without affecting as it is. carbon atom is bonded with bromine, double bond broken, and here CH3. Correct? One more hydrogen is there with carbon. So this is the product which we are going to get. Let me write it in bond line form. If you write it in bond line form, it can be represented like this. This corner is going to represent the carbon with a sufficient valency for hydrogen, and here CH3. This corner is going to represent CH3. So this is nothing but A. We got A now. Let's see where this is given as A. See, option C. In option C, we can see that in this carbon atom bromine is attached. And in option D, it is in a different way. So without checking what product is B, we can easily say that option C is correct because we got A as correct. This one. So obviously B is going to be this product, no? I'll write that reaction also for your reference. See, let me take the same reactant. Double bond CH2. And it is going to react with hydrogen bromide. But the thing is, in this case, they have given particular condition, that is H nu. That means in the presence of light. When they don't give any condition, you can easily follow the Markovnikov rule. But if they give any conditions like light or heat or in the presence of like peroxide or something, it is definitely going to follow anti-Markovnikov rule. If in case it follow anti-Markovnikov rule, it is going to be exactly opposite to Markovnikov rule. So in that case, the highly electronegative species will go and make bond with the carbon atom with more number of hydrogen. This bond will get break. And hydrogen will go and make bond with the carbon with less number of hydrogen. Correct? When it follows Markovnikov rule. The thing you need to remember is, when there is no condition, you need to follow Markovnikov rule. When there is a condition like light, heat or peroxide, you need to follow anti-Markovnikov rule. So what is the product we got now? Benzene ring is as it is without any change. And it is bonded with carbon where there is 2 hydrogens now. CH2 I'll write. And this is bonded with carbon again. 2 hydrogens were already there. One more bond is with Br. Correct? It is in a complete form. Let me write the bond line form for this. Benzene ring. This corner represents the presence of one carbon atom with 2 hydrogens. And this corner represents the carbon atom with 2 hydrogens, and the same carbon atom has bonded with Br. Correct? So this is our product B. See the question? See the options. A we got it already, and B is nothing but the same product which we got by anti-Markovnikov rule. Okay, this is the only thing you need to remember. Without any condition, you are going to follow Markovnikov rule. With the condition like light, you are going to follow anti-Markovnikov rule. It looks difficult, but when you know the concepts, you are going to find the answers very easily. So our option C is going to be right answer. Okay, this is our last question of this class. Let me read it. Which of the following reaction or reactions can be used for the preparation of alkyl halide? See, they have given 4 reactions here, and they are asking which of the reaction can be used for the preparation of alkyl halide. Let us check the first reaction, where alcohol is reacting with HCl in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride. This mixture of HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride can be named as Lucas reagent. Okay, remember that also. When alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent, you are going to get alkyl halide. This is one of the first method of preparation of alkyl halide from alcohols. And look at second reaction. Here alcohol is reacting with HCl without any condition. That is not going to happen. And previously we discussed one concept that reactivity of alcohol is going to be tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. Correct? When you are using tertiary alcohol, no need of catalyst. Just by shaking alcohol, tertiary alcohol with hydrogen chloride, you may get alkyl halide. But for secondary and primary alcohol, you must use catalyst. Catalyst in the sense anhydrous zinc chloride. And if you observe this second reaction, here alcohol is attached with this carbon atom which is bonded with only one more carbon atom. So it is primary alcohol. And when you are using primary alcohol, there is no condition given. When there is no catalyst given, definitely it is not going to form the product. So this is not the method to prepare alkyl halide. Let us see the third one. In this case, alcohol is bonded with this carbon which is bonded with 3 more carbon atom. Let me write the complete form of this one. Alcohol is bonded with carbon atom, correct? And this carbon atom is bonded with 3 methyl group like this. That is why it is CH3 thrice bonded with carbon which is bonded with alcohol. And if you observe here, it is bonded with this carbon atom. This is bonded with 3 more carbon atoms. So it is tertiary alcohol. Correct? So when tertiary alcohol reacts with HCl without any condition, the reaction will take place. When you just mix them and shake them well, you are going to get the alkyl halide. That is what we understood by this order of reactivity, no? And now let us see the fourth reaction. Here also, let me write the form of this complete form of that reactant. OH is bonded with carbon atom which has one more hydrogen over here, and 2 methyl groups are bonded. CH3, CH3. This is a complete form of this particular reactant. And if you observe here, OH is bonded with this carbon atom which is bonded with 2 more carbon atoms, so it can be secondary, no? So in option they have given this reaction, secondary alcohol is reacting with HCl in the condition anhydrous zinc chloride. So here also you can prepare the alcohol, not alcohol, it is alkyl halide, preparation of alkyl halide. So what did you observe? You can prepare alkyl halide from reaction 1, reaction 3 and reaction 4, but not by reaction 2. The reason is it is primary alcohol. When you use primary alcohol, you must use the catalyst like zinc chloride, anhydrous zinc chloride. So now in the given options, which option is correct? Option A is saying first reaction, third reaction and fourth reactions only. Yes, by using only these three reactions, you can prepare alkyl halide and not by second one. So the first and second only, fourth only and third and fourth only are going to be wrong. Understood? For explaining concept, it takes more time. But once you understand the concept thoroughly, finding answers are going to be very easy. And you need to find answers in chemistry. They'll say 1 minute, but I say 45 seconds. Because, problematic part are going to be very less. So you can easily find the answer if you understand the concept well. Okay. I hope this video was helpful for you to understand some tricks to find the answers in CET, NEET and JEE from the chapter haloalkanes and haloarenes. And in that particularly, we have discussed only about the preparation methods. Okay, in coming classes we are going to discuss about the remaining concepts of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel so that you'll get the notification of my next video. Thank you.